Hey there, so it's been a while since I've done any of these like pre-tape videos, but I decided to do kind of a short one right now, just kind of like a 5 or 10 minute one. I'm not sure if this is just going to be a Patreon exclusive first, or if I'm going to put this one out kind of just to test the waters, and I'll be doing some Patreon exclusives for especially for pre-tape stuff, and some other stuff coming up as well. So before I go any further, I wanted to really shout out my patrons because you guys have been amazing for me and literally you've helped keep this channel going, so that has been incredible. And going into its next step, which eventually is going to be like a podcast, so not to take over from the channel but to kind of like supplement this channel. So already I want to thank you for that, and hopefully we'll be adding some new names to the list once as we get closer into that. So Action Jackman, Brent, Brian from Just This and Pure Cinema podcast, which you all should be listening to, Dale, Dr. Mark, Mad Scientist, JR62, Ryan, and the other Ryan, and Shadow Price. So thank you so much. Without you guys, I don't know if I would still be able to make these videos. And some people talk a good game, but you guys actually follow through, and I actually appreciate that. So tonight we're actually talking about something. Well, I want to go back to when I kind of first started recollecting a bit, and I don't mean like when I actually started this up, but even before that, before when I started to like realize that movies as a collector thing was something that I was kind of getting into again, but the bug hadn't bitten me quite yet. So I used to go to a store up in Ottawa. It used to be there called CD Warehouse, and I was inevitably coming back to Newfoundland, where I was going to live. I had lived in Ottawa for over I think around 2 years at that point, and I was taking my very last trip to City Warehouse, and I wanted to pick something up because I had like such good memories from there, and often I just go in there and I'd look around at stuff that I could only dream about having, and some of it is in my collection right now, some of it still isn't. But they had this like display there for like Shriek Show, and I didn't know a lot about them, but I'd seen some of their stuff. And yeah, this was early pre Aaron collecting days, and we had all these box sets. And I remember picking up for my dad at that time I think it was a Jess Franco set that's now to print. So he's held on to that because that was a big one. It had like the kind of a door knocker type cover to it. If you've got it, you know what I'm talking about. So I picked up one for myself, which was kind of a psycho killer one, and it was like in the thin cardboard box with the 3 movies on the inside. And eventually, unfortunately, from the move to getting back to Newfoundland to eventually moving again, that got lost along the way. But I was out to, I think it was like a flea market or something like that one day, and I stumbled upon it, and stumbled upon it as was a brand new copy, but it was done differently. It was done it was done in a slimline case, so I'm guessing this was kind of a reproduction of the same thing. So at first I was a little bit nervous because I saw the slimline case, and I thought, okay, maybe that means they're just going to have everything kind of put on like flipper discs, or it's all going to be shoved onto one disc, because you never know when it comes to that type of stuff. And I hadn't heard anything new from Shriek Show in a while. Because they put out a few like really good ones, like a cannibal one, and they did this kind of like slasher one, and they had like an Animals Attack type one, but this was the one here anyway, Psycho Killer, and it has 3 actually movies that I really enjoy, one of which I've upgraded to Blu-ray since then. So there is Delirium, there is House on the Edge of the Park, and there is Beyond the Darkness. So you're getting here. You're getting a film from with Serena Grande, starring Serena Grande, who was incredible. The Dolly Parton of Italy. I think that's actually underrating Serena Grande. She's more than that. And this is actually an extremely good film. House on the Edge of the Park. It was directed by Rigorio Deodato. It's probably one of my favorites that he did. Right up there with The Washing Machine. Like they kind of like go on. I think this one's just above The Washing Machine for me. And Beyond the Darkness, which is a Joe D'Amato classic. And Joe D'Amato was known for a lot of his like more raunchier films. He went to the X-rated era with with Rocco Siffredi, kind of some of the higher budgeted ones. But this is an actual like Joe D'Amato. It's like a horror kind of psychological thriller thing. And the neat thing about this, go find out on me. is that they are all each get their own disc. So House on the Edge of the Park, it says the Ruggero Deodato collection. So maybe Shriek should put out some different Ruggero Deodato ones. Beyond the Darkness, and as you can see, Delirium right there. Now, at the time that I got this, I had seen the House on the Edge of the Park before on a budget label, and it was pretty like lesser quality and wasn't something that I was like too big into. But I liked the film, but it felt like something was missing, and seeing it like this was a revelation. And when I finally got to see it on Blu-ray, by the way, I think it's called Red Pud Out. It was amazing to see that. Delirium is so underrated because it is such a weird little take on the giallo genre, and it does something like with giallo. There's so many of them that are out there, kind of like in the slasher genre, where you got to get your hook, and everybody's trying to do something and do something different and doing something unique, and it's hard to find something unique when it comes to it. But Delirium kind of does it. Basically, what it does here, and look, you can see this picture right on the cover here. See that? So the reason you're seeing something like that's not because there's like some supernatural creature in there. No, it's the basic gimmick for Delirium is that the killer that's stalking Serena Grande and killing people around her, actually he sees, or she, you don't know, sees people in these as these horrific monster type creatures, and we get to see kind of what their delusions are like, and see the way that the killer sees people. House on the Edge of the Park was a fantastic little film, not for everybody, because it is a bit of a terrorized rape revenge, Last House on the Left type of thing. It stars David Hess, and he does what he does best in here, and it does play these really kind of like really slimy characters, but it has a very satisfying ending and a nice twist, a really nice twist to the end of the film. Beyond the Darkness was one that really surprised me because Joe D'Amato is not a guy that I see for subtlety, and I'm not going to say it's subtle, but considering like the other work that he's put out, it's definitely a bit more. It thinks more, and I appreciate that. So there's like audio commentaries on here, photo galleries, talent interviews, promotional trailers, a whole bunch of stuff. I wish I could break it down for you, but it's been a while since I watched these films, so I cannot do the breakdown. But anyway, they're definitely worth checking out. I just wanted to do a short kind of video on something that I used to collect, and well, I still do collect, but kind of like one of the films that kind of piqued my interest into getting back into collecting again. Now, unfortunately, after that, I would kind of fall out of it for a while, and I tried to collect them, but it became very hard. But it was around, just before I started my channel that I really started collecting in earnest, and that was when I moved to St. John's, and I got a Lone Ranger box set. And although Wikipedia lists it as the complete series Lone Ranger, it's not really. There was actually two put out, but the one I got is a really neat one that has the first two seasons of the Lone Ranger on there, and so I still have 3 seasons of the Lone Ranger left to get. I got to put that on my list. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much. This is just a little quick video, kind of like to tide you over for hopefully tomorrow's video, Thursday night, and depends on how long this takes to get uploaded, and that's the other thing I'm testing. So thanks a lot. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining me in the Call to Cinema. This is different. This is unique. It's been a while since I've used this, and let's see how it works. But guys, thank you so much for your support. I will be doing a video here, and I want to try to do like a super chat thing in the near future. If you're able to support me with that, thank you so much. If you can, just share, like, subscribe, that helps out a lot too. That actually lets more people see my channel, and lets me make more videos. Anyway, talk to you guys later. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning here. I just couldn't sleep.